Hey yo, what is up guys? Your boy is back. And yes, I actually went to Survivor Series in Vancouver. Real quick, I'll talk about it. I actually left at like 2 in the morning on like Saturday or some shit. And it was like my flight was at 6. And yeah, I watched SmackDown before my flight actually. And yeah, I'm like sitting there just chilling, watching SmackDown, get ready to go on my flight. Uh, get to Vancouver. I think I get on like the shuttle train to the, because I was like, yo, I go up to the guy, I'm like, how do I get to Rogers Arena? And he's like, yeah, you just get on this train, go there. And then so I get on the train, get off at my point, and I'm like, yo, my hotel's in the area, Rogers Arena's in the area. Yeah. So anyways, I go to like my hotel. There is a massive homeless problem in Vancouver that if anybody is watching this, yeah, like it's not exactly like, it's not exactly, I don't feel like you'd feel very safe walking the streets there, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So that's like part of the experience. uh Hopefully that doesn't affect the video at all. Like I don't really want this like getting to like some copy like claim brought against, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that had like this homeless problem. I got chased by some people. I feel bad for these people, but honestly, like Vancouver has some issues going on, like worse than any city in Canada that I've seen. uh Anyway, so I get to my hotel room. I just hide there. And I'm like, yo, I ain't going out nowhere else because this is freaky until I have to go to the show. So I leave for the show. The show starts at like, gates open at like 3:30. And I'm like, yo, screw it. I'll get my whatever. I'll get my shirt at the show. So I'm walking over. BC Place is there where the BC Lions play and the Whitecaps play. So kind of big deal to a lot of sports fans. So the Rogers Arena is where the Vancouver Canucks play. I am a heavy Oilers fan. I don't like the Canucks very much, but you know what? It is what it is. It's a very nice arena. I get there. I call up my friend. I'm like, yo, man, like I can feel it. Like the electricity is in the air. He's watching like the pre-show. Unfortunately, he couldn't come and watch the show with me. I would have like loved to have had him there. Like next time, brother. Next time, you and me. Anyways, so I'm like walking. They have like the pre-show panel going on. They have like a merch truck, and I'm like looking. It's like they have like 5 shirts. They have like 2 Cody Rhodes shirts, some Bloodline shirts, and like I think a CM Punk shirt. And I was like I don't know if I really want any of these because I remember at Vancouver in Edmonton they had a ton of shirts, a lot of options. So I'm like, yo, screw it. I'll go in. I'm running around looking for merch and stuff. They didn't have a lot of great merch selection at this event. Yeah, so I find the John Cena shirt I really wanted to get in Edmonton. The last time is now the farewell tour. Yeah, I had to get the shirt. It just has such a nice vibrant vibe to it. Yeah, and then I get my seat. I'm next to 2 other guys who just kind of came by themselves. I was like, yo, screw it. I got to go and see this pay-per-view live. War Games, Bloodline main event. Roman Reigns is going to be there. CM Punk's going to be there. I didn't know at the time Punk was going to be there, but I figured Roman Reigns was going to be there. Thought Cody was going to be there. Was not meant to be. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about the show. So I have watched all the matches back. As like I watched them live, and I can tell you about the live experience versus watching it on the show. And honestly, my seats were really good that I could like see everything for the most part, except for like the cage would kind of block off half the ring, and I don't have the best eyesight. But honestly, just being there, and like I was right next to the walkway, like getting to see like Sami Zayn come out and CM Punk come out and like Damian Priest come out and Gunther. It was really cool to see those guys live. Anyways, let's break down the card. So opening card of the show, it was really cool. Like I'll talk about it in a minute. It was really awesome seeing the women come out, and like the women are just in really good shape. Like you can tell they hit the gym, they work very hard. They don't look like your average girls, and being like that close, it's like when they say like being a WWE superstar is about standing out and not looking like anyone else. These girls do not look like any other girls on the planet. When you actually like see them in person, they look like really good athletes, really talented individuals, big, strong, talented. Bailey walking to the ring was awesome. Watching her do like the little Razor Ramon thing. That was cool. I'm a huge Bailey fan. Nia Jax, she comes out. The tanks are coming out quick, and she decides to start. It was awesome. Like just like watching, like seeing all these girls who I watch on TV all the time just out there and have like a really good derby. I actually really like, you know what? I actually really like this match. I know some people didn't. I wouldn't say it was like the greatest match ever. It was kind of like just like a typical War Games match. Well, not like modern day War Games match is what I mean. Like, you know, everything that's kind of coming. It's like Io Sky. She jumps off the cage with the garbage can. That was actually like the highlight of the match. That was really, really awesome. I really actually like the breakdown towards the end where everyone's kind of getting taken out. I like how Raquel Rodriguez, she got handcuffed, and then like Liv Morgan like ran away from Rhea Ripley and she kicked her in the face. That looked really good. Bianca Belair, she looked amazing in this match. Absolutely, just an absolute beast. Bianca Belair is like, man, she looks really, really strong. Um, uh, yeah, like all the girls looked really good. I liked Tiffany Stratton and Io Sky doing like their gymnastics off the ropes. The one thing I didn't like, I want to point this out, was how long they take to get the weapons and throw them in the cage and stuff. That was an issue I had with last year's match, and this year it still was there. And it's like, man, your partner's getting their ass just kicked in there. You think you want to get in the ring and just start helping them out, but instead they're over there throwing weapons and tables and stuff in. Rhea Ripley was just a huge pop when she got in the ring. Rhea Ripley was just crazy over in the crowd. People loved her. When Liv Morgan kind of ran to the back, I remember kind of watching. Everyone's like, boo, like, yeah, losing their shit on her. Yeah, but honestly, solid end to the match with Liv Morgan getting riptided through the table. That was really sick. They are on the world tour with this feud right now. You thought this feud was going to end at like Bad Blood? Nah, we going all the way with this feud, baby. Yeah, solid match. Even the guy like next to me, he's like, "Yo, dude, this is like a really good match." So yeah, I'm actually next to one guy who goes to all these shows, like sporting events, everything. The other dude on my left is like, "Yo, this is my first show," and I was like, "Dude, I was just in Tacoma for Wrestle Dream," and he's like, "Yo, I watched that show." I'm like, "Yeah, that was a solid derby at the end." He goes, "Yeah, man, that main event was sick," and it was. Moving on. This is a match I had to rewatch a couple times because I just didn't know how I felt about it in the beginning. Like, it's a good match. It's just a good undercard match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus my boy LA Knight. Everyone knows I'm a huge LA Knight fan. Like, over here on this channel, we love LA Knight. We support LA Knight. I know I don't have his shirt yet, but yo, next show, Toronto, maybe. Anyways, LA Knight, he comes out and like the whole, like, you could tell, like, it's like I'm watching LA Knight walk to the ring. I'm like, come on, LA Knight, that's my boy right there. And I knew when like Nakamura was coming out, I was like, you know, he's got this whole new gimmick. He's got this whole new like look and style and new theme song. Like 2 new theme songs in 2 days, by the way, because he had a different one on. I'm like, is this the same one he had on SmackDown? Because the one on SmackDown sounded way different. Yeah, so he had a new theme song, and this was about LA Knight just being off his game. Nakamura, he was in his head the whole time, and you know, it showed. Like, they're very different style wrestlers. Like LA Knight, very much a taunter wrestler, showman, very much a showman. That's his style. Nakamura, strong style, lots of strikes. Man, he threw this spinning elbow that like landed on the bridge at LA Knight's nose. It was like, damn, that looked good. LA Knight, he couldn't make the leap to the top rope, and then he kind of like caught himself. LA Knight was just off his game here. He got some good offense, and he had a burning hammer, which looked absolutely sick. So yeah, that all looked really good. Sorry. Sorry, trying to clear my throat here. I didn't have any water on me. Moving on to so Shinsuke Nakamura, he kind of like hits him with a cheap shot on the ring, but there's like that metal grate between the rings that like, so like people can walk across in War Games, and he's neck break, gives LA Knight a neck breaker on there, hits a Kinshasa on him in the ring. 1, 2, 3, new United States champion. Be very interesting. The feud is still going to keep going. LA Knight came out to attack Nakamura on SmackDown there, and yeah, and then the Bloodline came out and attacked Andrade, and there was Nakamura who kind of got away safe, so that was really sick. So yeah, that was, I actually really liked the match, but it was, yeah, sucks because I was like a big LA Knight fan. I just wanted to see him get that dub live, but unfortunately I'm watching him drop the belt live. Next up was Ludwig Kaiser, Shaemus versus the IC champ Braun Breaker. And yeah, this was a solid derby. Very, very good match from these three guys here. Ludwig Kaiser sneaks out of the ring right away. Braun Breaker goes after Shaemus. Man, and they have like a bit of a derby going on in the ring. Like everyone's kind of hitting a little bit of strikes on there. Ludwig Kaiser comes up. He puts the chair in the turnbuckle. They kind of brawl to the outside. Braun Breaker comes out there. I think he gets laid out by Ludwig Kaiser by like a knee or something. And then Ludwig Kaiser and Shaemus kind of go at it on the outside. And they kind of go back to the ring for a minute. And then they come back outside where like Braun Breaker hits like the double lariats on both guys onto the announce table. And then Shaemus, he kind of falls out of the... This is cool to see live because you kind of watch Shaemus like rise up and like you kind of like see him come up and you're like, oh shit, Kaiser, you're in trouble, man. And then beats the Bowdrin on him. Shaemus hit like the clearest near fall. Like everyone thought this was done in the crowd. Like he hit that freaking bro kick on Braun Breaker. He went into the steel chair, missed Shaemus with the spear, gets cleaned with a bro kick. 1, 2, and then I see like Kaiser coming out of the corner. I'm like, no, and then he pulls the ref out, and everyone's like, oh, like you can just see it. Like everyone wanted to see Shaemus win that belt, but it wasn't meant to be. So Shaemus ends up getting hit with I can't remember what Ludwig Kaiser's like finishing move is. It's a really cool. It's kind of like a Sister Abigail type move. Anyways, so he gets hit with that. And then Braun Breaker smokes him with a spear after he smokes Ludwig Kaiser with a spear. Honestly, breakout performance for Ludwig Kaiser. Really solid match here from him. Everybody likes Ludwig Kaiser. The dude, like Drew McIntyre said, I like you. You got moxie. And yeah, it's true. Everyone kind of likes Ludwig Kaiser. And yeah, so Braun Breaker, he retains here. Live, this was really fun to watch. And watching watching it on TV, even better. Really good match. Moving on to the next derby here was Gunther versus Damian Priest. Now, when I first watched this, I think I must have been burnt out a little bit because it kind of like the match in the first half match kind of dragged, then it just picks up towards the middle half. And I watched it again, and I still kind of had the same feelings about it. And I watched it again before recording this video, and honestly, solid derby between these guys. Just a really solid grappling strike match. I like how Corey Graves said on commentary, it's like, yeah, Damian Priest and I might know the moves, but you're not better at it than Gunther. And it's kind of true, because it's like you kind of look at like their styles, and you knew like Damian Priest and like the way they're kind of dressed is like one guy, yeah. So the match, it had like just some solid grappling, just solid strikes happening to it. Yeah, like there was like the whole point was that Damian Priest, he hurt his shoulder on a shoulder block coming off the middle rope. Gunther rolls to the outside. He sees that, and you just see him gets this big, just shit-eating grin on his face. Like, yeah, it's over for you now, Chief. And then he gets back in the ring, starts working. Like, man, those like grapples over like his arms and stuff. And then like, oh man, that looked so sick. And then like, oh, that was like really cool to watch, like just like the grappling and stuff take place. I love how Damian Priest actually broke out the Hell's Gate submission. Wasn't exactly the Hell's Gate submission the same way the Undertaker applied it, but very similar. Was cool seeing that, or watching him try to hit the the Razor's Edge, but then he kind of couldn't hit it the first time. Then he got it the second time and near fall for that. I think, yeah, Gunther, he hit the power bomb, wasn't able to put him away. That was really cool. Finally, Damian Priest looking for that south of heaven. His arm hurts so much. He goes for it again, tries to power up. Can't get it. Gunther slides out. And then, so I think he gets him like with the... He tries to get him in the sleeper. And then Razor hits him finally with the Razor's Edge. And then Gunther's able to like slide out of the ring. And then... No, that's not how it happened. So, like, they're on, like, the top rope, and then Gunther falls in, and then Damian Priest, his arm was supposed to hit the rope, whatever. It lands on the outside, his shoulder's so beat up. Finn Balor, was so cool seeing Finn Balor. Like, you just see him sprinting out, like the side, and then he, like, smokes Priest with a coup d'etat? I want to call it the coup de grace. The coup d'etat, I think is what it's called. Is that right? Fuck, why am I so bad with this? The coup de grace. That's what it's called. Oh my gosh, why is that like... Anyways, and then Gunther lays out Finn Balor, gets Priest back in the ring, powerbomb, wraps the shoulder, puts him in that sleeper, nighty night for Damo Priest. That was a really good, like watching Damian Priest kind of like get caught in that, and you're like, come on, Priest, get out of it, and like watching him, you're like, nah, this is done. This is done. It's a wrap. And then finally, we are on to a match that we've been waiting like 6 months for, just about. Like ever since the formation of the new bloodline, we're all waiting for the OG bloodline to get back together in a War Games match against them. And we got it. And the match was sick. I love how they did like the what is it? What university and stuff they went to? It's like CM Punk, best in the world. And yeah, I thought that was cool, that little video package. Watching everyone come out live was awesome. The Bloodline come out together, they're in all black. Then the OG Bloodline's in red. That was cool. CM Punk and Roman Reigns, they have their whole beef starting up here where it's like, yo, what do you want from my wise man? And he goes, before he was your wise man, he was my wise man. And yeah, so that was really cool to kind of watch like Roman and CM Punk kind of go at it in the shark cage where they're like staring at each other and then they're like leaning against the side. That was really cool the whole time. Jey Uso's entrance and Sami Zayn's, I gotta mention Sami Zayn's entrance was off the hook. Everyone's entrance was just completely insane and off the hook. Honestly, like everyone was just treated like such a huge star. Everyone was so happy. Jey Uso, like everyone's doing the freaking hand wave thing. It was crazy in there. I can't even like deny. Everyone's standing for like I'm standing. I was the first one in my row standing. Everyone else stands up around me. We're all doing no. It's when Roman Reigns came out. That's when everyone was like up. Roman was treated like such a mega star here. So yeah, the match was so cool. Tonga Loa doing like that like climb around the cage was like sick as fuck. Jay and like the two right hand mans going at it to start the match. Jacob Fatu is like the first one in, and that was really crazy to see. And then finally you get to see some Usos action where the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, reunite, taking on Jacob and Tama Tonga. Next up was Bronson Reed in the ring. That was nuts because it's like, oh, dude, they're just sending in the big guns like to start this whole thing off. And then CM Punk's going to get in the cage. Roman blocks it. Sami Zayn runs in. So like there was just all this like just cool shit going on. Like the derby in the ring is just going like off the chain. Watching everybody kind of like go back and forth. Like they threw in some weapons and stuff, just like the perfect amount. They weren't waiting forever to get in there. That was cool. Finally, so like CM Punk, Roman's going to walk out, and CM Punk just walks straight in there. That was cool to see. He gets in the ring. He's a house of fire. That was cool. And everyone was just like treated like such mega stars in this match, dude. Like this is kind of like, you remember the Armageddon 2000 match with Hell in a Cell match with like all like Rikishi, Undertaker, Kurt Angle, The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H. That's kind of what this match kind of felt like in a way, where it was just like everyone, like all the big stars here are just colliding for like one giant match here in a cage. That's sort of what this whole felt like. Roman's like ends up getting locked outside. He has to climb in. That was cool. I'm like, yo, is Roman gonna be able to climb in? And then you see him like going up the cage and stuff. I'm like, yo, and that was sick. Man, this match here was so good, and I had so much fun watching it live. You just knew everyone in the crowd came for this main event. Everyone was here for this main event, and it just completely delivered on every level. Like, it was so much fun to watch this live. And yeah, watching like all like the Bloodline members and stuff get taken out, where like with the tsunami off the cage, and Bronson Reed ended up breaking his foot, and like then everyone got hurt in this match. Jimmy got hurt, he broke his toe. Tonga Loa got hurt. He tore his bicep off the what is it? The toolbox to the arm from CM. So yeah, completely solid derby, and everyone. So I love the ending with Solo being completely outnumbered. The Usos hit the super kick on him. Sammy hits the haluva kick. CM Punk hits the GTS, and then Roman hits the spear on him. Kind of felt like a pretty definitive ending, if you ask me. Like, yo, like they're moving on from them, but it's probably going to continue on until Roman gets that Ulafala back. But yeah, solid derby. Love the match. Everyone in the arena was waiting for for The Rock to come out. Everyone was expecting an appearance by him. Didn't end up happening, unfortunately, but yeah, it sucked. Everyone was really, really hoping we'd get to see him. Everyone was so hyped up all night long. But you know what? It was crazy. Everyone standing with their ones to the sky at the end. That was nutso. So yeah, like it was pretty fun, like standing there doing the yeets with everyone. Yeah, great show by WWE. I really liked Survivor Series. I had a lot of fun with it. Really good matches overall. Yeah, star ratings in the description below. I'm gonna try to get. Like I keep talking about, we're getting through 2014 here. We're gonna get that year done, and then we're moving on, boy. Yeah. So this was just a little detour. Anyways, peace out, guys.